Respiratory protection, a safety meeting video on personal protective equipment brought to you by weeklysafety.com. Let's begin. Respiratory protection plays an essential role in keeping workers safe in environments where the air may be contaminated or oxygen may be limited. Many tasks release dust, fumes, vapors, smoke, or other airborne hazards that can be harmful when breathed in. Understanding the types of hazards in the air, the different kinds of respirators available, and how each one must be used is an important part of keeping yourself safe on the job. Types of respirators. Respirators protect in two basic ways. Some respirators remove contamination from the air before it reaches the user. These include particulate respirators that filter out dust and airborne particles, as well as air-purifying respirators that use cartridges or canisters to trap gases and vapors. Other respirators supply clean air for the user to breathe. These include supplied air respirators, which deliver air from a remote source, and self-contained breathing apparatus that provide clean air from a tank carried by the worker. Dust masks. Dust masks are lightweight particulate respirators designed to filter out common dusts. They may look simple, but they still require proper selection and correct use. A dust mask should only be used for hazards it is designed to filter, and it must fit tightly to the face to provide meaningful protection. Some particulate respirators are rated, such as N95, which means they filter out at least 95% of airborne particles when worn correctly. Filter and cartridge use. Some respirators have specialized filters and cartridges designed for specific chemicals or hazards. Workers must know how to identify the correct type for the job, how to install it, and when it needs to be replaced. Using the wrong cartridge or allowing a filter to become saturated can put you at risk. A respirator is only effective when it contains the right filtration for the hazard in the air. Inspecting your respirator. A respirator must be in good condition every time it is used. Before putting it on, inspect your respirator to check basic function, including the condition of the facepiece, the tightness of the connections, the straps, the valves, and the cartridges or filters. Any signs of wear, damage, or deterioration mean the respirator should not be used until it is repaired or replaced. A respirator that is dirty or not functioning properly cannot provide the protection it was designed to offer. Fit testing. Respirators that seal tightly to the face must be tested to confirm that they fit the user correctly. Fit testing is required before using a tight-fitting respirator and must be repeated periodically to make sure the seal remains effective. Facial hair or anything else that interferes with the seal can prevent the respirator from working properly. Other protective equipment, such as safety glasses or face shields, must also be worn in a way that does not break the seal. Storage and maintenance. Respirators must be kept clean and stored in a way that protects them from damage. They should be kept away from sunlight, extreme temperatures, chemicals, moisture, and dust. The facepiece and valves must not be crushed or deformed during storage. A clean and properly stored respirator is far more reliable and will last longer. Cleaning respirators. Respirators must be cleaned and disinfected at intervals appropriate for how they are used. A respirator used by a single worker should be cleaned regularly to maintain sanitary conditions. Respirators shared by multiple workers must be cleaned before each new person uses them. Any respirator used for fit testing or training must be cleaned after each session. Cleaning a respirator typically involves several steps, such as removing filters or cartridges, disassembling parts as recommended by the manufacturer, washing in warm water with a mild detergent, rinsing thoroughly, and either air drying or drying with a clean cloth. Once the respirator is fully dry, it should be reassembled and tested to ensure it works properly. Safe use practices. Respirators must be used exactly as intended. Workers should be trained to put them on, adjust them, check the seal, and recognize when something is not working correctly. A respirator must never be altered, modified, or worn in a way that reduces its effectiveness. It is essential to use the correct respirator for the specific task, especially when dealing with chemicals, low oxygen environments, or high concentrations of airborne hazards. Final thoughts. Respiratory protection is a serious responsibility that requires proper selection, correct fit, thorough inspections, and regular maintenance. If you are not confident in how to use, inspect, or clean your respirator, ask for help before relying on it for protection. Clean equipment, the right filters, and a secure seal all work together to keep harmful contaminants out of your lungs. Thank you for attending this safety meeting. Stay safe, stay prepared, and always use the right PPE for the job.